On this week's weekly video fishing forecast, we have all the details of the fall run that's officially on. The mako migration is underway with some big catches. And Sunday is the opening of Blackfish in the Long Island Sound. And Matthew Broderick has some tips on targeting these fish from the shore. All of this and the reports from around the island from our correspondents right here at the all-new Fisherman.com. The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners. The fall run is here, but will the weather cooperate for the Columbus Day weekend? Let's check in with News 12 meteorologist Rich Von Olin.
All right, thanks, Tim. Hey, guys, meteorologist Rich Von Olin here, News 12 Long Island Weather Center. Let's check that weekend forecast, see what we got going on, and we'll start, of course, with the water temps, and it looks like, holding in the 60s for the most part. Starting to cool down a little bit, but it actually came up a little bit last week with some of the warmer temps. All right, Saturday, probably not the best day. Hard southwest breeze, 2 to 4, 4 to 8. We're going to see some pretty big waves, big chop here. Not the best day to go out in the ocean. Maybe the sound's okay. Notice that 4 to 8, 8 to 12 southeast of Block Island, Saturday night and Sunday. There's a little wave there, and we might actually get a window Sunday morning between 7 a.m. and maybe like 3 or 4 p.m. It might be fishable before we start to bump those waves up with an easterly wind ahead of what might be the remnants of Delta coming into Monday, Columbus Day. But look at the wind. Saturday, southwest 15 to 20. It's going to be kind of gusty, kind of choppy. I don't like what I'm seeing there if you want to try to go in the ocean. It's pretty persistent all day throughout Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. Sunday, little window. See how the winds go westerly? They drop a little bit, so maybe we're okay. And then the green, all that rain is going to be coming in later Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and Monday with maybe the remnants of Delta. So Columbus Day, not looking too great right now. Could change, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. High tide Saturday, early morning on the North Shore, early afternoon on the South Shore. 70s for temps. It's a warm day on Saturday, a little cooler on Sunday, but for the most part, I think the weekend, a lot of it will feature some wind. Here is the Guru. There's Saturday. A lot of southwest wind here, and pretty big waves. We got maybe like 3 to 5 feet. There's that little window Sunday. Maybe we get it in before it starts to really kick in after about 3, 4 p.m. You might be able to squeeze in some fishing, and then Monday, Columbus Day, kind of like forget about it. Looks like it's not going to be too terrific. So, kind of a split weekend. We'll keep our fingers crossed for Sunday. A little window in there. Be safe as always. Have a great holiday weekend. Tim, back to you.
Remember, be sure to check out News 12 for the latest weather before heading out on the water. Fisherman Senior Editor Fred Golofaro has this week's update on the fall run.
Hey Tim, and the striped bass run, the fall run is definitely underway. Getting great reports now from Orient, fishing the race, the sluway, the gut. Montauk's been red hot now right through the weekend and up till the first half of the week. Everything prior to Wednesday's blow, of course, when winds kind of killed everything. But some of the captains are saying it's the best fall run they've seen in years. There's numerous blitzes, and that fishing's actually carried over to the surf. Some excellent surf fishing with blitzes. A lot of short bass, but a lot of slot fish also mixed in. The fish are up front. There's been good fishing under the light a couple of nights. Some nights there's no bite, but the daytime fishing has been very consistent, and it's been north side, south side, and up front. And that fishing's also carried over down along the South Fork. Some good reports came in from the Southampton beaches and actually all the way down to Finn's, some good reports down there. And even further west, I heard from Nicole, who has been fishing Robert Moses. She fished from Sunday through Tuesday. She's had a lot of bass, quite a few fish in the slot, and she actually had fish up to 30 pounds, fishing early mornings and at night. And she said basically anything that imitates a sand eel, diamond jigs with tubes and needlefish plugs. Green has been the color, doing very well there. On Saturday, Mike Adio, he also was fishing Robert Moses. He had a 24-pounder on the jig and tube along with some smaller fish. Ken Bliss, he's been catching fish along Long Beach now for probably 2 weeks. He said he's averaging like 5 to 10 fish per session. Again, mixed fish, shorts, some slot fish, but he's had fish up to 40 inches. He's fishing early mornings and evenings with poppers and bucktails. And the big news really this week is the opening of Blackfish season. It opens on Sunday for the North Shore, and that runs through December 9th. Bag limit is 3 fish per angler. Down on the South Shore, it opens next Thursday on the 15th, and that runs through to the 22nd. The bag limit there is 4 fish. And in both cases, the size limit is 16 inches, so get out there and get your blackfish now.
Blackfish season starts Sunday in the Long Island Sound, and you don't need a boat to get in on the action. Long Island managing editor Matthew Broderick has some tips on how to target these fish from the shore.
Despite the fact that there's a lot of striped bass around right now on both north and south shores of Long Island, I always keep in mind that coming up on the North Shore on the 11th of this month, blackfish season is going to be opening. And I always take some time out to do some blackfishing. It's really addicting, a lot of fun, and I'm going to be going over my setup that I fish a blackfish with you guys. So to get started here, I like to use something in the range of 7-8 feet. This is an 8-foot rod right here. It's rated 3/4 to 3. It's a St. Croix Avid Surf. Pair it up with a Shimano Stratic 5000 reel. This reel has a lot of power, plenty of power to pull a blackfish out of those rocks and pull them right out on the North Shore. There's a lot of rocks. You want to beat that structure and beat the blackfish itself. On the reel itself, I like to use somewhere in the range of about 30-pound braid. 30-pound braid allows me to fish a lighter jig, but also have a little bit extra strength in case that blackfish does go into the rocks. Also, another thing to keep in mind is fish a longer leader when fishing for blackfish too. Something in the range of 40 or 50-pound leader. It may sound a little overkill, but a leader like that is necessary when fishing for blackfish. Those fish will run you right in the rocks. They'll try and cut you right off, and having a thicker leader, a heavier leader on your side would definitely benefit you and help you land that trophy blackfish off the shore. The majority of my blackfishing off the shore on the North Shore is done with jigs. I used to use rigs, but the rigs can get a little bit boring after a while. So I do like to switch it up, and I switch over to these jigs. I use anywhere in the range of 3/4 to 1 ounce jigs. I tip them with a little bit of green crab or Asian crab. Cast your jig out, find some structure, let it sink down to the bottom, and if the fish are there, you should get a hit within seconds. Go out there, have some fun, and remember to try them also. The blackfish are great eating fish for the table.
With our fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters of Oceanside.
Hello, Tim. Well, it's that time of year. I got to put away the old fishing camper. I had a lot of good trips this year. I'm planning on a lot more next year. Going to spend a lot more time on Long Island. There's a lot of fishing we have here on Long Island. Now, as far as the fishing scene goes, I've been hearing that the Housatonic has been still fishing well. It did come down. So did the Farmington. Is actually a little low. The guys that were up in the Beaver Kill reported they had a great time up on the Beaver Kill. As far as Long Island goes, all the streams here on Long Island are doing well. The guys, they must have just stocked all these streams. They're starting to stock all the lakes and the ponds. So we're going to have fishing for at least another month and a half, 2 months. As far as saltwater goes, Montauk, that's the place to be right now. Well, everybody I know has been talking about the runners on, albacore, bluefish, and stripers. Captain Tim O'Rourke is putting his clients, Captain Dave Blanket is putting his clients on the fish. There is a lot of fish out there. As far as close to me, we're having shad in the inlet, a lot of shad, which is a lot of fun. We did run a trip this past Monday up to the Sunken Meadow area. About 6 or 7 stripers were caught and 1 shad. It was fun and interesting. I haven't been up there in a while, and I was amazed how that shoreline changes. Lesson to be learned. Go visit all your spots. They change all the time. So until next week, tie lines, everybody.
From Montauk, we have Captain Timothy O'Rourke.
Thanks, Tim. Well, greetings from Montauk, everybody. As everybody's heard, the fall run is really starting to kick in. Out here in Montauk this week, we've had some exceptional fishing. Unfortunately, the weather's going to kind of make a turn for the worst, but it's going to be a great opportunity to get out and do some surf casting. I'll get to that point in just a minute. In regards to the charter boats and the party boat fleet, everybody's still chipping away at sea bass and porgies, patiently waiting for blackfish to start, which will be starting in another week or so. In regards to the fly fishing and light tackle fishing, there's been plenty of false albacore around, which has really been keeping people happy. The striped bass fishing is off the charts. We've had bass blitzing from Montauk Jetty to Shagwan Point, all the way along the north side and down through the south side into town. So if you're a surf caster and you've been putting off coming out to Montauk for the last couple of years, it's definitely a time to come back out here and throw some bucktails or some plugs and get in on this great bass fishing. Speaking of which, since the weather's going to be perfect for surf casting, this is the Hoagie Guide Plug. This thing has been a great addition to the tackle box since last year. Mike Dean has been talking about this. I turned him onto this last year, and this year as well, we've been having great success on this plug. So I'll send a little picture and a link with this report, and get on out to Montauk and do some surf casting this weekend. Don't let the bad weather keep you on the couch. Thanks again.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Tim. Hey, everyone. Fall run fishing in full swing in between Shinnecock and Moriches. There's a ton of striped bass around from schoolie size, and good number of slot fish being taken as well. Doesn't seem like the big body fish has really moved in yet that have been around, the Cape and Rhode Island, but I would assume with this northeast wind in Montauk this weekend, that's going to get things going even more bananas out there, and in turn push some fish west. Seeing a nice sunset bite, not so much on surface stuff, but the good old 1 ounce bucktail with the fat cow jig strip has been working well for me. In the back bays, storm shads, epoxy jigs as well. Epoxy jigs working really well in the inlets as well on those. So it's it's getting your time in, trying to identify the structure on the beach, and just that moving water near the inlets at night seem to be where some of the bigger fish that are caught have been. So use Google Earth, use the YouTube channel for the Fisherman and other resources when you're stuck at work, when you have time, when you are going to put that extra time in, you're definitely going to be rewarded. And it's pretty good fishing conditions to put that knowledge into use. So good luck this weekend. Catch them up. Have fun. Talk to you next week.
Bergen Bay Docks is holding their striped bass and shark tournament this weekend, but the upcoming weather may make this difficult. For more information, visit bergenbaydocks.com. From the Fire Island area and the Great South Bay, let's check in with Captain Al Lorenzetti.
Hey Tim, Fire Island report. Still lots of bottom fishing going on. This past week I had kingfish, weakfish, blowfish, you name it, all inside, and also some striped bass, slot size fish, on plugs in the back bay areas that I've been working. So some bass have showed up, bigger fish, bigger striped bass are in Mauritius. So they could be here in a day or two, so this weekend might be a shot at catching them. Looks like Friday and Sunday are real good days. Saturday is going to blow pretty hard. So we'll see what happens on that front. And if you can get outshore, the next window you can. If you can get offshore, there's tuna fish from 25 miles on out, bluefin tuna. So lots of good things going on, and lots of good fishing around now, and it's only going to get better. All right, Tim, talk to you next week.
Check out Al's site, Skimmer Outdoors, for more detailed reports. Kale Family Boating Center is ready to get you out on the water. Check out a Sea Pro powered by Suzuki. New models are in stock now, but they may not last. Visit kalesfamilyboating.com for more information. Captain Matt Fitz informed me that there are still weak fish in the Great South Bay. If you get a weather window, the yellows are still biting in the canyon, and the pots are holding lots of mahi. With more on the offshore action, let's check in with Captain Tony Gatto.
Thanks, Tim. If you've been following our weekly reports, you have been hearing us talk about the fall mako run. Well, it's here. The migration is in full force with several reports of sharks from 100 to 400 plus pounds. The Alyssa Ann out of Montauk had a few between 100 and 150 pounds. The big news is Captain Ray from Carol Ann P. Charters out of Freeport, who had a 485-pound mako. Here's some video of her jumping. Amazing fish. He went out a few days later and had 3 from 100 to 200 pounds. I was personally out on Saturday with Captain Kirk Fay from Fishgack, where we hand-fed 70-pound class yellows south of the Triple Rex. We caught 12 and kept 3, all on live peanut bunker. Closer to shore, boats have been getting false albies and bluefin tuna as close as the Yankee wreck. To the east, the Cumbria has had mostly bluefins, but if you head south towards the dip, there were some yellowfin mixed in. Big eyes and swordfish are the name of the game off the edge. They've been plentiful both at the Hudson and West Atlantis. Greg and Joey G on the Barbaric got it done with 3 beautiful swordfish and a bunch of yellowfin. Great job, guys. The summer was amazing. The fall is shaping up to be spectacular. Let's hope that Mother Nature gives us plenty of chances to get out there and have some fun. Back to you, Tim.
Those big fish need the right tackle. We just reviewed the Makara spinning reel that was designed specifically for big game up here in the Northeast. Check out the link in this video's description or click on the card in the top right. Steigercraft builds boats by the same people that fish our waters. That's why serious anglers choose Steigercraft for their 40 years of boat building experience. Right here in the Northeast. Visit steigercraft.com for a dealer near you. Let's go to the North Shore and check in with Mark McGowan of Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle in Northport.
Hey folks, another great week of reports. I'll tell you, it's non-stop action. You take a little break here from doing some custom rod builds. Remember, if you need any repair work, service work, Cow Harbor is the place to go. The shop runs all the time. We're open all winter long, 7 days a week. So there's always a place to go to for all your service needs and repairs. About the reports, this week has been pretty good. I mean, we've got stuff to look forward to. We're coming off the full moon. If you were lucky enough to get out east and play around, you also were able to get out here locally in that area between Nesquak River and Cold Spring Harbor. You can't burn any spots, but what I would say is you should be out in that 50, 60 foot range. We've had plenty of fish, blackfish, sea bass, striped bass, jigging up bluefish. It's really a great time of the year. There's even some beautiful looking weak fish in the mix. I spent the better part of last Friday out in Montauk, again into 30, 40 pound class fish. Big bluefin tuna crashing the surface on bunker right in front of the light. It was really so amazing, so exciting. And then race back here and fishing off the beach is fantastic. We've had some nice big fish coming in, and look for the change in the weather. Big things. We've got a southwest wind predominantly most of the week. We're looking Wednesday, it's going to shift to northwest, so you should see a cooling. And then the big shift's going to be Monday, Tuesday. We're looking at rain, low 60s, and a good blow out of the east. So that's going to bring those false albacore into our area a little better. There's been some sightings. I haven't seen them myself, but I'm really looking forward to see what brings coming into this weekend. And then the following week with the Blackfish season starting on Sunday, it's all excitement. I can't wait. Remember, we've got lots of crabs, plenty of stock gear, jigs, everything at the shop. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. Thanks for listening, and tight lines.
More proof the fall run is here. Joe Ben Savenga fished Tuesday morning around the Jones Beach area and had 18 stripers on Bass Assassin paddle tails. He said most of the fish were in the slot range. However, he released them all. From Seaford, we have Roger Boodoo.
Hey Tim, hey anglers, how's it going? So the fall run is definitely starting to kick in now. Lots of schoolie striped bass are starting to stack up on the bridges, particularly by the Meadowbrook, the Wantaw, and even by the Loop Parkway Bridge. So that's encouraging to report. In terms of slot fish and keepers, haven't really heard too much going on, but it's definitely a few schoolies, and a few keepers have been picked up off the surf. So I know a lot of guys are out there trolling mojos and bonker spoons now. Haven't really heard too much about that, but I know also the Bass Assassins are really working pretty well if you're jigging and casting. So, you know, there's still also a lot of sea bass piling up by the bridges. So there's it's a nice action. Not really any keepers, and some tog are starting to be caught. So, there's definitely a lot of action right now, and we're happy to report that. So get out there, guys, and catch them up, give it your best shot. That's all we can do. So that's my report for this week, and Tim, back to you.
Captain Mike Sentry has the latest from Staten Island.
On this week's report, we had the final last days of this epic tuna bite. Freddie and his dad, Rosando Gamboa, of Andrea's Toys Charters, showed them young bucks how a seasoned 84 young angler does the job. Freddie and his dad and guests pounded away at quality bull mahi and large yellowfin tuna. So check Freddie's Facebook out. It's Andrea's Toy Charters. He's been doing some striper runs for the fall up in the Raritan Bay. On the deeper water, my friend Jason and his friend Mr. Book scored a quality swordfish and some topfish. Jason and Mr. Book were using whole squids deep down in the Hudson Canyon. So congrats to Jason. He had a rough season to start, but he ended up with a nice quality fish. My other friend Daniel Rosado finished his offshore season with some jumbo big eye. The size of these jumbo big eyes are definitely very impressive. Some were caught trolling big stretch plugs and wide trackers. Folks, as the season is definitely ending for offshore, inshore the striped bass is definitely heating up. You got the resident bass, you got Crunch Sportfish targeting these bass. I get reports from him almost daily. Vitamin C is another chart you can check out for striped bass. These guys are seasoned. Give them a call. Support your local business, your local tackle box. And stay tuned, guys. Once the water drops to around 65 degrees and below, striped bass is going to break wide open. The migratory schools are going to be everywhere. It's going to be great fishing to end it all for 2020. So, folks, let me get some sleep. Tight lines. I'll see you guys next week.
Raul Ortiz, the urban angler, is back to fishing and had bluefish while chunking in the Western Sound. He then hit Captree with some late-season fluke action with his son Jace just before the close of the season. Then finally he traveled to Southampton, had a bunch of sea bass. Let's check in with Chris Ludwig.
So this last week, I was out fishing with a few buddies of mine on the open beach, and we got into a pretty good hickory shad bite at first light. We had such big ones that we decided to bust out the Tiagra and paddle one out like 300 yards off the beach. And we ended up catching an 8-foot sand tiger, which was incredible. It was awesome. She came in, we tagged her, released her, in and out. It was perfect. I actually kept the leader because she messed it up. Look at that. All those teeth marks. Anyway, that was the highlight of my week. Other than that, I went and fished some dock lights and caught, I don't even know what they were. Are they called like scorpion fish or toadfish? Who knows? If someone knows, comment it. But yeah, just those little things on gulp worms. Other than that, I'll see you guys out there and take care.
If you'd like to be part of our weekly video fishing forecasts, we're looking for social media savvy anglers for hyperlocal reporting from around the New York Metro and Long Island area, especially from the beach. So if you're a captain, a tackle shop, or just an avid angler, contact me at libayrat@gmail.com. And remember, like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we post a new video on YouTube. And of course, be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine to be part of the Coastal Kayak Clash contest, and check out this video's description on YouTube for all the related links and more information. And please support our correspondents by visiting their websites and social media pages. Thanks for watching, and see you right here next week at the all-new Fisherman.com.